This video is what is science. Science is a body of knowledge that is gained by means of observations and experiments. It also includes the conclusions drawn on the basis of these observations and experiments. The body of knowledge called as science is divisible into three main branches: physics, chemistry, and biology. Physics and chemistry are the physical science, and biology is the life science. Biology is divisible into zoology and botany. Zoology refers to the study of animals, and botany refers to the study of plants. These are together referred to as life sciences. These are the exact sciences that we have, that is, physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, etc. There are other sciences which are not referred to as exact sciences, though they involve the scientific method. The scientific method is the method by which the scientific information is obtained. It's based on an observation or a set of observations or a set of repeatable observations and directions from thereof. Thus, the knowledge gained by means of observations and experiments and the directions thereof is referred to as science. The method that is used to gain this knowledge is referred to as the scientific method. For example, if a thing falls on if a thing falls from a height on the surface of Earth, this is an observation. And now a human being thinks that this is due to gravity, that is just due to some force of attraction between the Earth and this object. This is a theory that has been developed by the human being to explain the observation. So this is a direction based on the observation. So Newton devised this theory that there's gravity, which is the force of attraction between the Earth and other body objects. So this theory is an explanation of an observation. This is what we have in science, that a theory which has been given by some person is an explanation of the observation. It's not necessary that the theory may always be true. So the explanation of the observation may be true or false. This is based on the fact that it is only a hypothesis. It is only what the suggester thinks that this observation is due to. There may be some other explanations of the theory. For example, in the present case, there are some persons who say that there's no gravity. Actually, there is density in the Earth. Things which are less dense rise up, and things which are more dense fall down. For example, a balloon filled with hydrogen rises up in the air, and any metal object that is heavier than air sinks down. This is the position of the flat Earth society, who think that there's no gravity and the Earth is moving upwards. That's why when we fall from the sky, we feel that the Earth is moving upwards. So actually, the Earth is moving upwards according to them. So this is their explanation of the observation, that everything falls to the ground when it is raised to a height. So these are two explanations or two theories of explanation of an observation. It is to be reminded that though the observations and the experiments themselves are always true, the hypotheses and the theories that are deduced from these observations and experiments may not always be true. For example, there are 10 theories that explain the quantum mechanics. There are also many theories that explain the bonding in metals. None of them is satisfactory, and every one of them has evidence. We'll analyze the scientific method in detail in a separate video. So it's not there are also many theories which explain the non-rejection of the fetus in the mother's womb, because since the fetus is a foreign tissue, it should be rejected in the mother's womb, but it is not rejected. There are many theories that try to explain this observation, but all of them are not satisfactory on their own, and it's obvious that all of them cannot be true. Sometimes many explanations of an observation may be true. There may be many reasons for an observation. So this was a brief introduction of this thing called science and the scientific method. So the people who believe that scientific method is the only method of obtaining information and knowledge are called as scientific naturalists, and this tendency is called scientific naturalism. Actually, the scientific method has some limitations. For example, it cannot tell you why something is good or bad, so it cannot dictate morality. Every one of us knows that morality is present in every human being, that every human being perceives some acts as good and some acts as bad. So this cannot be explained by science. Science also cannot explain those things which cannot be repeatable, which are not repeatable. For example, a theft that has occurred and has not been seen by anyone, and there is no circumstantial evidence to validate the theft. According to science, this theft cannot be proved. So there are some isolational events which require witness and cannot be proved by the scientific method. So the scientific method can also not be used to prove why something is good or why something is bad. This indicates the fact that the scientific method, though being an important method of explaining the universe, uh, cannot be the only method of obtaining knowledge. The other methods being history and witness. Also, science does not tell why something happens. It tells that something happens and this is the reason it happens. It does not tell the basic reason why something happens. For example, why there is equal and opposite reaction to every action. It cannot be told by science. So these are some laws which are in the universe, and they have been put in by some creator. This is my viewpoint that there are some laws in the universe which have been put in the universe by the creator. Science has no explanation for these laws, though they seek a naturalistic explanation for everything. Yeah, yes, naturalistic explanation helps us to understand much of the universe, but not all. That's obvious. See you again.